Shelf where mama hides the cookies. If you know that phrase, you know that's Rick Jenneret, and you know we are going to be talking about the Buffalo Sabres and the New York Rangers on Thursday night from KeyBank in Buffalo. You look at these two teams right now. The New York Rangers minus 130, Buffalo Sabres plus 110 in this game. Total lined at 6.5. And I'll get to that total in a minute. Give me your thoughts at the end of this video. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think, who you think is going to win this game, whether it stays over or under the total. And maybe you snag yourself one of those Puck Time t-shirts. If you look at the Sabres, this is a team that finished last season going 9-2-1 their last 12 games of the season to finish 1 point back of the Florida Panthers, who went on to lose to the Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup Finals. Sabres that close to making the playoffs, but close isn't good enough. It's like horseshoes and hand grenades. But you look at this team, and Kevin Adams, the GM, has over the last couple of years put this team over the last few years in a position where this year they are a legitimate playoff team. So I projected them to finish fourth in the Atlantic, which puts them at about seventh or eighth in those for a wild card spot. And you look at him, he's done a very good job this summer. Seven very good prospects. One of them will start. Benson, 18-year-old Benson, will start for the Sabres this year. Two very good defensemen, obviously Owen Powers, Rasmus Dahlin. You got Tage Thompson Skinner on that top line with Alex Tuck. He is starting to put a very good team together. Granato, a very good coach. They're buying into what he is trying to get them to play. And this is the Sabres team that competed. The problem was they went through spurts last season where 10-game spurts where they went 2-8, and ultimately a good team that wants to make the playoffs can't go 2-8 over a 10-game span. You look at the New York Rangers, brand new coach after last year's disappointment, Peter Laviolette in as coach. A lot of good pros for this team because they've got some very good players on this team, and of course, one between the pipes in Shesterkin. But there's some cons to this team. Number one, their depth on right wing isn't very good. After that first line, it really does drop off. Number two, you look at the team speed. Team speed killed them last year. They were a slower team, and we saw what the New Jersey Devils did to them in the playoffs. And after falling behind 2 games to nothing in that series, they really pulled away. That speed killed the Rangers. How do they cope with this year? We'll have to see. We talked about Shesterkin, slow start to last season, and they're hanging their hat on this guy because they're just not a high scoring team, and you need a very good goaltender. The problem is if Shesterkin has if he slumps like he did at the beginning of last season, or God, it doesn't happen. But if this guy gets injured, no goalie depth whatsoever. Jonathan Quick is the backup goalie, and things could tank quickly for this side. A lot of the experts are saying they won't even finish top three in the Metro. I'm not quite sure on that. They're picking the Pittsburgh Penguins along with the Devils and obviously the Carolina Hurricanes to finish in the top three. I still think the Rangers round out that top three along with the Devils and the Canes. But with that said, the Sabres plus money at home. I really like this play right now, plus 110. The total sits at 6.5. And here's the weird thing. These teams played 3 times last season. All 3 games went to overtime, 3-2, 3-2, and 2-1. 6.5 just seems like a weird number for the books to put out there. And we'll probably see it drop down to a 6. I wouldn't mind leaning to the under in this one. But with that said, I'm leaning Sabres plus 110. I think they have more than enough scoring on this team. And defensively, I think they're very good right now, too. Uh, Levy in net, of course. Their rookie, he played a few games last season. This is essentially his rookie season for them. And then they've got 3 goalies, Comrie and Luukkonen as well, too. Carrying 3 goalies probably not optimal. I think you waste a roster space, but Comrie did look good in the preseason, so I think you can't discard of him. I think Luukkonen becomes the backup. Comrie is the third goalie. But as far as this game goes, with the data we have available, I am taking the Buffalo Sabres plus 110. Yes, we are Buffalo. I am a Sabres homer, but I also like money. And I think the money is on this one. The right spot is the Sabres plus 110. Guys, drop a comment. Call me a homer. Tell me you like the Rangers. It doesn't really matter. I just want to hear from you. And let me know who you think is going to win the Stanley Cup this season. For WagerTalk.com, I'm Carmine Bianco, and this is the Buffalo Sabres New York Rangers preview video.